Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a, wait for it, weekly weigh-in video. Say what? I know these have been awfully scarce on my channel, but for lack of losing or lack of like regularly weighing in and whatever other excuse I want to make, I have not been doing them. And things have been going really well for me lately, so I thought that I should sit down and tell you what on earth I'm doing that has me so jazzed about my weight loss journey, because at least for the last 2 weeks, I know 2 weeks is not long, but it's been going very well and I finally feel like I've got a grip on things and it's just going to happen. Like, summer break is over, it is back to school season, it is time to buckle this down. So today is Friday, August 31st. It is the last day of August. Oh my gosh, I cannot handle it. And this morning on the scale, I lost 1.8 pounds, and that was after last week's weigh-in of 3 pounds down, which means I lost almost 5 pounds in 2 weeks, which is mind-blowingly awesome and has me so psyched. Now, to be brutally honest, I weighed in for my 3 pound loss. That was last Friday. I weighed in the Monday after bachelorette party weekend and all sorts of stuff I had. So I knew I'd be up, but I wanted to step on the scale and be like, all right, let's assess the damage, let's do it, let's accept what happened and move forward. And that's exactly what I did. And I was up like 5 pounds from whenever the last time I actually stepped on the scale was, which was infuriating, but at least I knew where I was and I could work from there. And that day, that Monday, after a summer of vacationing, if you will, and counting calories, which was great and is definitely a legitimate approach to weight loss, or for me, again, it worked really well as like a weight maintenance tool. I'm very good at weight maintenance lately, which will come into play later, just not now. After my summer vacation, I decided it was time to buckle down, get my act together, go back to school, and actually start Weight Watchers again. But I'm not doing Weight Watchers freestyle. I stand by what I said earlier in the year about how I need to say farewell to freestyle for the remainder of my losing journey, and I went to Points Plus, which was 2 plans ago, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm not going to lie. It's still difficult to accept the changes reverting back to an old plan after I've spent so much time with Smart Points and with freestyle, because all of the stuff that you finally get used to, like protein being something that lowers the points values and everything, isn't the case in Points Plus. Fiber is what lowers the points values in Points Plus, and protein, while it's still good and while it doesn't necessarily penalize you, it does not help you in terms of points value. So things that were, like my Quest bars, for example, most of them are 4 points on Smart Points and they're 5 points on Points Plus. Things like that, where the protein is like, or my Quest protein packet, I had a cinnamon one the other day that would normally be, I think, 1 Smart Point, and it was 3 Points Plus. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I'm like, oh, curse you, Points Plus, I want to go back to Smart Points. But on the flip side, little Miss Sweet Tooth over here no longer gets penalized for sugar, which was the big downfall for me in Smart Points. So for me, for now, I feel free, I feel unrestricted, I feel like I can have my cake and eat it too. I can, all of my produce is still 0. Points Plus worked for me. I lost almost 60 pounds on Points Plus before. So I was like, you know what, that's just what I'm gonna do. I use the iTrack Bites app. I have a whole video on how I do it. If you want to know more information, head over there to that video and it will tell you everything that I know about tracking Points Plus. But Points Plus has not steered me wrong, and I'm down almost 5 pounds in 2 weeks, which is incredible. Now, a couple of things that I think, as I was reflecting on this week this morning, like, what have I really been doing? And a couple things that happened is mostly activity, if I'm being completely honest. So every day I went to the gym except my rest day, which was, no, actually I missed 2, no, I only missed 1 day. So I ended up going to the gym every day in some way, shape, or form, whether it's body pump or going and cranking out on the elliptical machine. And when I do go to body pump, which is a weightlifting class, by the way, I do cardio afterwards. So I love me some cardio. Cardio makes me feel good. It makes me feel active. It engages my leg muscles. And with the disease I have, I always want to make sure I feel as worked out as I possibly can. I want to feel like I truly got active, and weightlifting is good, but it also tends to tighten me up, and so the cardio helps loosen me back up afterwards. So I always do cardio. So I did 6 days of cardio and 3 days of heavy weight training, which seemed to work really well. One of which was yesterday, and my body sometimes reacts with if I work out really hard in the weight category, I'll have a gain the next day because my body is trying to repair itself, so the muscles swell up, retain water, all that jazz. And I was afraid that that was going to be the case today, but I knew that the weigh-in was less important than getting a heavy workout in. So I went and I did the workout, and I ended up not getting penalized anyway, which was incredible. So I worked out every single day this week. And most of the days I worked out in the morning because I have been getting up at 6:30 in the morning every day this week. And I'm going to do a whole separate video on this. And for me, that is early. I know for a lot of you, that is not early at all. For me, that is early. I am usually a 7:30 to 8 o'clock girl, and I've gotten up at 6:30 every morning this week. And I've gotten myself out of bed, not sat there and putzed for 40 minutes in bed. No, got out of bed at 6:30. And if you can't tell by my energy level, it's Friday now, and I'm psyched about it. Like, I finally feel like, oh, this 6:30 a.m. thing is actually amazing and not something that's like, ugh, the alarm went off, blah, 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 blah. So the getting up early thing is actually really helping me in terms of fitness. Like, I was out the door at 8 o'clock this morning to go to the gym, and I came back, I was back by 10 so my husband could have the car, and I'm done. I did my activity for the day, even though I plan on doing more, but like, my workout is done. And it feels amazing. So I've been doing a lot of gym stuff, and I've been waking up early, and that has been weirdly giving me more energy to be more active throughout the day. That's the other thing that I've been doing. My lovely little Fitbit, which you can't see because of the sweatshirt, it tells me if I get to 10 minutes left in the hour and I haven't taken 250 steps. And if that thing has gone off, I actually drop what I'm doing if I'm sitting on my butt, and I go and I get those steps. So I have gotten a lot more random little bouts of activity because I'm like, oh, it's 7:30 p.m. and I'm watching Friends on Netflix, and the thing goes off. I'm like, oh, crap. But I'll get up and I'll go wander around the house or walk in place. I'll do whatever it takes to get that activity in. Never mind if I've already hit my 10,000 step goal for the day. I've been averaging 12 to 13,000 steps a day because of this new routine, which I really truly attribute to most of my loss this week. However, I have also been very good at tracking. And like, this is the back to basics stuff. Let me tell you guys, I'm thinking about doing a back to school series for weight loss and Weight Watchers and blah, 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 blah. Is that something you'd be interested in? Where like, I take a thing, we're going back to school, and you know how like there's the mindset of back to school, everything's fresh, everything's new, you're excited, you're fired up to go get back into the classroom, back with your friends, back with all that stuff, like that back to school mentality. I've always been a school nerd, if you haven't figured that out. I loved school. That mentality, and to take the back to school mentality and apply it to our diets and our way of living, our healthy lifestyle. If that's something you'd be interested in, let me know in the comments below, because I'm starting to brainstorm some things that I could put together, but I'll only do it if you guys are actually interested in it. So I've been taking this approach with myself. I'm like, you know, you gotta do it, whatever you eat, track it, like the basic stuff. And so I went to a cookout this past weekend where I had like world's best, juiciest, and most delicious thick freaking beef burger. It was so good. And then we had little desserts, and they were all little bite-sized desserts, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I probably had 6 or 7 of those little desserts. And I didn't track them at the time, and I was like, oh, you know, the day's wasted. You know how we all get, we're like, oh, I'm just not gonna track today, it's fine. I got home later that night, and I was like, no, I don't know what all this stuff is, but I'm going to guesstimate a number, I'm gonna throw it in there, just so something is accounted for. And that's exactly what I did. And I ended up costing myself 14 or 15 points for the desserts, but I was okay with that. I don't know if it was too high, I don't know if it was too low, but I tracked something, and something significant, to make sure that I was aware of what was happening. Now, on Weight Watchers Points Plus, I get 26 points per day, which, unlike the freestyle thing where you can save for rollovers, you are supposed to eat your 26 points every day. And then you get 49 weeklies. I'm not going to lie, I ate every single one of those weeklies this week. Every single one. And I actually think I dipped into 3 activity points. I don't love to take my activity points and use them, but I earned over a day's worth of activity in all the stuff I'm doing. According to the way I track bites, the app translates my steps on my Fitbit. I just have the Fitbit synced and it tells me this is how many points you get. And I think for 10,000 steps, it gives me, I think 4 or 5 points back. So, and I earned, I think 29 for the week or something like that. It was good. It was very, very good. And so I ate all my weeklies. I was not depriving myself. I even had a weaker moment yesterday when I went to Whole Foods to find delicata squash, which I have, and I ate roasted delicata squash for dinner last night, and it was glorious and 0 points. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know that because I showed you the whole thing. But while I was there, I can't help myself and I go to the stupid pick your own cookie bar, which is ridiculously overpriced, but I can walk in there and I can take 1 cookie if I want it and I can choose what I want, you know? So I went in and instead of taking 1 cookie, I took 3 and I ate them all. And I didn't know how many points they were, so I kind of guessed. And you know what? It still worked. The day before weigh-in, I probably ate more points than I tracked, but I tracked them for something and it all worked out. So, all that to say, I was super active this week. I weight trained heavy this week. I cardioed this week. I got all my steps in. I tried to focus on water. There were a couple times I noticed I'm like, oh, I'm not drinking as much as I should, but I did try to focus on water and I tracked everything. I did not deprive myself, but I tracked everything, which was super, super important. So, that is everything that I did this week on Weight Watchers Points Plus, and the result was magnificent, a loss of 1.8. I finally feel, like I said earlier, like I'm ready. Like, you know that moment when you're like, okay, I'm actually doing this. And we all have it. Those of us that have gotten a goal or are well on our way, like, we've all had that moment of like, it's time, I'm ready, let's go. I'm there. I'm there. This week's challenges are going to be, it is my sister's wedding week. Next Sunday is my sister's wedding. So technically I'll have a weigh-in before then. But tonight is date night and my husband's job is to plan date night, so I have no freaking idea what we're doing. I asked him last night if I'm supposed to cook dinner before we went out, because date night to us doesn't always mean going out for dinner. Last week we ate dinner at home. I cooked us a healthy dinner and then we went to glow in the dark mini golf. And like that was the date part, but I still cooked at home. So I looked at him like, do I have to cook tomorrow? Do you have any dinner expectations of me? I just need to understand my day. I don't care what the answer is. And he goes, no expectations. It's still unclear if that means I'm not cooking tonight. So tonight is date night. Labor Day weekend is happening, and I know there's at least one cookout I'm invited to. Jury's still out on if I'm going. Don't know if I'm getting together with my family, which also usually results in food. And then Thursday, because my sister's wedding is on a Sunday, Thursday, also known as the day before weigh-in, is the rehearsal, which includes a rehearsal dinner at a nice, cool, fun, casual pizza place. Oh, and tomorrow we are helping friends move, and they are providing us with Lou Malnati's pizza. And I flat out asked her, I was like, just for my own planning, can you tell me if it's thin crust or thick or deep dish? So I just know what my expectations are because I'm so jazzed about what's happening right now. And so she told me it's thin crust. I'm like, okay, I can plan for this. This is fine, no problem. But there's a lot happening this week. So my goal is going to be to drink my water, track everything I eat regardless of what it is, and I'm hitting the fitness hard, 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 because I want to burn as much as humanly possible. Just because there's a lot going on and I want to be able to enjoy myself, you know? And then the wedding, and the wedding is going to be a glorious day of eating, I'm sure. I'm certain of it. I helped pick the cake and I'm super jazzed about the cake. And so I am not going to worry about, I mean, the wedding is next week's issue because weigh-in is on Friday. But that's what's happening. Those are this week's challenges. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So let me know in the comments below how your week was. Did you have any victories, either scale or non-scale victories? Let me know in the comments below. If you like weekly weigh-in videos, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please, please, please hit the little subscribe button down there so you get notified every time I upload something new. I hope you guys had a wonderful week, are jazzed for your 3-day Labor Day weekend. If you do in fact get one, enjoy yourself. It is the last official weekend of summer, so make sure you get outside and enjoy it if weather permits. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch. Take care, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.